Well, it's definitely earned me more money. Just like Decatur, they were paying 70 cents more for summer corn there in August. We were hauling corn 100 mile for 40 cents, and we're making 30 cents, and I wouldn't even known that price was probably on there. I wouldn't have thought of calling Decatur, but when you go to the Grower's Edge page, then it takes all that running around out of it for you.
Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's March 5th, 2014. To my right is Cody Bills and I'm Brock Shimbano. We had a slightly negative day in Chicago. Let's turn over the quotes to see how we ended. Corn was down 2 3/4 cents. Soybeans for the May contract down 2 cents. Wheat in Chicago off 3 cents, and Kansas City was off just a penny here today. You know, Cody, we did have a slightly negative day today, but it seems like the grains are starting to enter into a period of consolidation here recently.
Yeah, absolutely. Corn and wheat both have experienced rallies in the earlier part of the week, but today was sideways to slightly lower here. Wheat was actually near a 3-month high, but for the most part was able to kind of hang in there. Now, of course, we know that Ukraine has been a situation that has added some bullish support to both corn and to wheat. To give you an idea of how important Ukraine is on the global market, they are the number 4 exporter in the globe of corn. They're the number 6 exporter of wheat in the globe. So obviously major player here in the grains, and that's one of the reasons why we have seen corn and wheat over the last couple days gain some strength. Of course, if you look at the technicals here for the 200-day moving average for the May corn contract, you'll see that we are over the 200-day moving average. We are kind of consolidating today. It's going to be interesting to see if we hold on to this ground. Now, Brock, we did have ethanol production numbers come out today. Is that supportive of the market?
You know, I don't think it was supportive for corn here today. We did see ethanol back off a little bit, but if you take a look at where we stand compared to last year at this same time, you can see that we're quite a bit ahead of the year ago pace that we were at about a year ago. Today we did slip about 11,000 barrels per day down to 894,000 barrels per day. So not a big reduction there, and we still remain at relatively strong levels, and a lot of that is due to the crush margin that we see at facilities right now. Crush margin has remained relatively strong, over $2.50 a bushel on the crush margin, and a lot of what's driving the crush margin recently has been the DDGs. They're gaining some bullish price action here recently. We've seen them gain most of the losses that we saw a couple months ago when China actually canceled a couple of cargoes of DDGs. We saw those steep losses. We've regained most of those losses here recently. Some news out of China here recently also pertaining to DDGs is that they're on the fast track to really approve a strain of previously unapproved GMO strain of corn produced by Syngenta. So that is almost in the approval process, or almost complete with the approval process. So we could see that add a little bit more bullish fuel to the DDGs and really to corn exports in general going to China.
Yeah, and speaking of exports, we do have export sales tomorrow. One thing that did come across the wire today is a 245,000 metric ton cancellation from China for old crop corn. Now, we have been looking for those sort of cancellations here since South American harvest has been kicking off, and we have pretty good progress down there, of course, and we've been looking for some sort of cancellations. Now, we are seeing one here today. The concern is that we may continue to see more, and of course, the lack of cancellation has been one of the major bullish factors here for soybean prices. Brock, what are the export sales expectations for tomorrow?
For tomorrow's export sales report, we do see, if you take a look at the table here, corn we're expecting 600 to over 1 million metric tons. This is combined for 13-14 and 14-15 marketing years. Soybeans we're looking at 750,000 to 1.2 million metric tons, and for wheat we're looking at 350,000 to 650,000 metric tons. So relatively strong sales expected again for corn and soybeans. That cancellation that we saw today is not going to be factored into this week. We'll see that probably in next week's report. But wheat, we're going to stay at relatively low levels as you would anticipate for this time of year.
And of course, pay close attention to soybeans as we did have that cancellation today. Perhaps that's foreshadowing for tomorrow's report. We may see lighter sales here for soybeans than these estimates. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Give us a call at 877-472-4607 if you had any questions about what we talked about today. Remember, you can take a demo of the mobile trading platform at grainhedge.com. Thanks a lot. We'll see you here Thursday for the export sales report.